Welcome to Ever Near. Thanks for being here with us. Today we're going to be doing,
Sorry.
you're good. We're going to be talking a lot about doubt. Doubt and how there's a lot of things in this life that kind of test your faith and make you doubt. So we're going to go through some of those different things. We might get a little deeper into some of the things we bring up than others. And some of those areas are like when we struggle, when we suffer, the hard times. Doubt can come when we are not seeing the hand of the Lord in our lives. And doubt can definitely come from just not feeling like we're good enough to be a follower of Christ. So that's kind of the areas where we wanted to jump into. So... Oh, I didn't say it. I'm Davis. I'm always here. And we got... You get it?
It's been a while. It's been a minute.
And we got a returning person.
Sorry you're sick of seeing me, guys. Sorry.
That's us. So, do you have any starting things, or should I just throw up the first...
Let's get into it, man.
So I guess the first one, I've seen this with lots of people. I've definitely felt it personally, but something that kind of tests your faith, make you doubt a bit, is you can't find a spouse. You can't find your eternal companion.
Yeah, single for life, man.
I don't know. Part of me likes that. Part of me doesn't like that.
I say it to keep myself going, it's like, it's coming. But the dating world today, it sucks.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's rough because it's like, I see all these people coming right off their missions, or young people, 20s, it's even as young as 18, and they're getting married. And I'm sitting over here I'm getting close to 34 years old.
Sorry. This is gonna sound mean, but sometimes I'll walk around BYU because I'm bored, and I'll see. Oh man, this is gonna sound mean, but I'll see some people. I'm like, how are they? How are they? How?
How did this happen?
Yeah.
Because I will admit that in the last few years, my efforts to find someone have been not very good. But I have put in a lot of effort. There's definitely people who've put in more than me, I'm sure. But I've probably gone on at least 40 to 70 first dates.
Oh, dang.
It's I've dated a lot of people.
I got my heart broken twice in a row on my birthday. Back to back.
Oh, man.
Well, the first one was because of that crazy bishop I always talk about, kind of got interfered with me and this girl, basically saying I was a bad kid. Mm. And the second one, I was dating, I guess you can say, the cutie of the ward. I'm not making this up. But, yeah, then everyone, tore us apart because all the drama and gossip. That's why you hear me talk so much crap on the culture, because it was very toxic. It may have just be the ward, but it was a very toxic environment. But yeah, it's hard to recover from those ones. Yeah, so I feel it.
Yeah, I'm not exactly in the same boat, because I think I've just never. There's only really been one girl. I've steadily dated 3 or 4 girls, but one of them I kind of considered marriage. It's oh man, maybe I actually want to be with this person, and then we broke up instead. It kind of sucked, but
yeah.
But yeah, just it definitely can be hard, especially in our church, in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I'm sure in lots of Christian faiths, because it's it's so pushed that it's you need to get married, you need to have children, you need these things, and it's well, I can't do that. Am I just, what's wrong with me?
Well, we have to remember, the world is not the same as when we grew up. The world is completely different, because most of the time when I talk to people, there's no way I can relate to them, Like it's all about texting now. It's all about the phone. It's all about social media. And at the same time, like me and you are aware of what's going on in the world. So it's kind of hard for us to relate to someone who's very oblivious to what's going on in the world. So there's a lot of trials for us, especially because all the, I don't know, just it's hard to relate to people today. And yeah, I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be nice.
That's good.
We were talking about patriarchal blessings, and a lot of it talks about like that kind of stuff. And it's hard to like, you know, it says in there and says if you're faithful, it'll happen. And that's like one of the things that sucks is because you're like, is it going to happen in this life or is it going to happen in the next life? You know, and that's where I struggle with. It's like, because I don't know, it's weird. My situation is weird because ever since like I broke up, or not, like those last two incidents happened with those two girls, I can't date because every time I try to date, something gets in the way. Something, it just never works out. So I just know I had to have trust in God in this situation, which is very, very stressful and very, what's the other word? It's very, it just sucks. It just sucks in general.
Yeah, 'cause it feels like it's so past time, right?
Yeah,
Like
dude.
it should have happened. by now.
I had my birthday on the weekend. I'm like, oh man, I'm in my 30s now. I was like, oh jeez.
Yep. Yep. I know the feel.
Sorry, it's just, all right, continue.
Yeah, so I mean, I feel like that's something that can definitely test your faith if you really want to be with someone. And it's like, God tells us that we should be with someone. So it's like, that can test your faith. It's like, what's going wrong? And you can doubt because if it keeps not happening, it's like, what's going on?
Yeah, and not only that too, is that we have to find someone who's like worthy to go in temple.
Yeah.
Which today it's getting a lot, you know.
It's getting harder and harder.
It's getting smaller. The group's getting smaller. There are girls who will go in temple, but it doesn't mean they're telling the truth. Okay. Sorry. All right. Dang, I told myself I was gonna be nice this one.
Yeah, no, I mean, but I get it. It's hard. It's hard. And any other thoughts on that? Should I bring up the next thing?
You can read on next thing.
So yeah, no, that's a thing, a struggle that lots of people have that can make you doubt, kind of question your faith. Another thing is like emotional pain, like when you're just constantly caught up in things like depression or anxiety.
Yeah.
It's like, because I look at it and I mean, I've definitely gone through some severe depression, sometimes worse than others, but like it's kind of been an omnipresent thing for the last 10 or so years, maybe a little longer. Like it'll come and go, but it.
Yeah, I have depression. Like I'm really good at, I can function with it pretty well, but there's some days where it's really bad where I can't go out in public. And but like it's kind of crazy because, you know, they said if you're going to follow Christ, you're going to do your best with that, you're going to find peace. And there'll be times where I'm just like, I thought I was promised peace, but you know, you're just there, just depressed, anxiety up through the roof, just miserable, I guess you can say.
When you're in that, and if it keeps coming back over and over, sometimes for years on end, it's like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
Especially these last few years, you know, you're just like, all right, it's gonna be my year, and it just gets worse as it goes on. Like, it's gonna be my year. I remember when 2020 happened, you know, with all the craziness. I remember that year. I was like, this is gonna be my year. I saved a lot of money. I was gonna go backpack Europe, do all this stuff, and right when I was about to like head out, COVID hit. And that's when it would really downhill spiral for me. I was like, oh, this is terrible. And yeah, but no, yeah, it's very nerve wracking. You know, it feels like it's not. Oh man, it is hard to say, but it's like, yeah, it just never ends, and you you just ask yourself why, or why does it keep going? Like I'm doing, like you pray all the time, asking Heavenly Father, like what am I doing wrong? And the only, for me personally, I sent you that video, that motivation video. I was like, I don't know. Someone always told me, it's like you're giving these trials to build yourself up for things, like blessing in disguise. For me, like kind of what me and David's been like preaching is like, second coming's near. I was telling you this. I was like, I think we're going through our trials right now to prepare us for what to come. And I always said that because I was like, I don't know. I just like, because I do my best to follow Christ. I do my best to do, go to church, to do everything. But for some odd reason, it just gets worse and worse and worse. And so the only thing that helps me, drives me with that doubt, is like, because you're going to doubt, you're going to start doubting the church because you're just like, I'm not feeling happy. I'm not feeling great or anything like that. But what drives me is just like, you got to have that trust in, there's a reason why, like, there's a reason why we all go through certain, there's a reason why for everything. And when I start looking at it that way, I start learning things better, more better, like a lot of my trials. Lately, for me, it's more of a trusting in Heavenly Father. At the same time, it's more of learning to have patience with people, because you hear me all the time talk, joke, make jokes about people, but I need to change that.
This is definitely one that's hit me a lot, because I'm sitting there wondering why it's happening, and like it gets so bad. Like I've had times where I'm sitting there praying and telling the Lord, just take me out, take me home. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
And I've definitely fallen that far multiple times. Even recently, I've fallen pretty far into things. And it can be very, very hard. And for some people, it can destroy your faith. Because it's like, why is God letting this happen if he actually cares?
One thing that kind of discourages me is when I see someone, like someone here in Provo, especially like a BYU kid, I just, like we said, they get married really fast. They have everything right there. They're going to school, like a career, like everything just paved for them. And, it makes me discouraged, like that discouraged me. And I'm like, dude, like, why is that so easy for him? But for me, I'm going through something very difficult, That makes me doubt the church hard, because, it's like, it's more of an unfair kind of a thing, kind of more unfair. I'm like, why? But like I said, I have to look at it as a learning thing. And once I look at it that way, that kind of motivates me to push through.
Yeah. It's pretty easy to doubt. I feel like personally having faith is harder than having doubt.
Yeah.
I guess just like trying to help people understand it, to encourage someone who is, whether you're feeling depression, whether you can't get married, whether you're seeing all of these opportunities just slip through your fingers, or whatever you are going through. Like you said, there are some reasons, and I was thinking about this a lot, and I don't like it, but I just kind of realized that like struggles, pain, suffering, it's actually a special thing.
It's a blessing.
Yeah, and I know that is, I hate when people say that to me, but like
it sucks, yeah.
But it's true, because like think about it, when you're in pain, when you're struggling, when you're suffering, me personally, I have never had any other time in my life where I was more serious about reaching out to God.
Yeah.
Even if I was like mad or hurting, I was a lot more sincere.
It's interesting bringing it up, because like I always think that I was like, I wonder if going through this to make my connection with God more stronger, that make that bond. Because if my life is easier, I kind of forget about it. I was like, oh, I don't have to do that. I'm good. Life is good. Yeah. But when I'm struggling, I I'm on my knees praying. I'm on my knees praying. So it's another thing. Like I had to look at it that way too. It's like it through these trials and struggles, it makes your relationship with Heavenly Father a lot stronger, more personal, because you're sharing your struggles with Him, you know. And everyone knows this, like He knows you more than you know yourself, so He's gonna listen. He is our Heavenly Father, like a father to us, so He is gonna listen, and He is gonna do whatever feels necessary to help you in whatever situation. And sometimes it just feels like He's not there, but it has to be, you know, there's a reason for it. There's a reason. So.
Yeah. I mean, I've just never seen any times where saying it's easy doesn't seem like the right word because it's not easy, but like I've never seen maybe that's a good way, a better time to draw closer to the Lord than when you are suffering, when you're struggling, when you're going through pain, because something about pain just like it opens up your heart. Like pain actually, it just opens up your heart and it turns you towards God.
Yeah. It humbles you in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
It humbles you.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, yes, there are some people who they'll start getting bitter, but that's not the original part. Like if you look at so many people who were in pain, originally, like the first thing they do is turn to God. And if they don't get the help they need fast enough, that's when they start getting bitter. But the pain initially always turns them towards God.
Yeah. But it reminds me of a story because like I read and I listen to a lot of like World War II stuff. And I remember this guy, he's like, this old guy, he's on Iwo Jima, he's like, I don't care if you're an atheist or what religion you are, but when you're in that foxhole and you're scared to death, everyone calls on God. Everyone, doesn't matter. He's like, I witnessed it, seeing the horrors of war. People call on God when they're struggling. Yeah, it really does strengthen your relationship with Him. So,
no such thing as an atheist in a foxhole.
Yeah, that's the word. That's it.
Yep. That is very true, and it's just so interesting to me because when I started thinking about it like that, it's like pain and struggle and everything. It absolutely sucks. I hate it, but it is special in a way because it gives us an opportunity to grow closer to God in a way nothing else actually will.
Yeah.
I mean, and if you think about it too, people who think they can go through life without any pain, without any hard things, I don't know what you're smoking, but I kind of want it. But that aside,
man, you must really are struggling.
Oh, you have no idea. But like, look at Christ. He was the most perfect person in the world, and the most unfair things happened to him.
Yeah.
He had to suffer for every single pain everyone in this world had.
I always think about it, I'm like, man, what I'm going through, Christ felt it. And I was like, dude, that's brutal.
Yeah.
That is brutal.
And it's so unfair because he didn't deserve any of that.
Yeah, he was perfect. He was a perfect man. He was very kind. He was just, just doing the right thing, and everything went bad for him. Mm-hmm. But, that's what they said. Follow Christ, because that's what it is on this here on planet Earth. Is that it's basically a test for us, see how we can hold our faith, and so. That's how I look at it. I look at it more like it's gonna strengthen your faith a lot more because man, once that chaos hits, that's when people's true color will come out. Mm-hmm. And so that's how I look at it right now. I'm like, I'm going through this preparing for what's to come.
Yeah.
So, it reminds me of a story though. The story you told me back in the day. And I think I was struggling, but you told me this, and it always stuck with me. Is like. I don't know exactly how you said it, but basically everyone, there's like some kind of evil spirit following everyone. And there's one person that had a bunch of them following him.
Oh, yeah.
And you said like how he's like, everyone pointed at him like, oh, he must be a bad person, just because he had all these evil spirits following him. Who said it? He's like basically...
Yeah, so it's like there's a guide leading this man through a little city.
Yeah.
and he's pointing people out, and there's like a devil by this guy, a devil by that guy, just like one here or there. He's the guy getting led around by the guide is like, man, this must be a really righteous city. There's hardly any devils here. These are righteous people. Look, he has no devils. He has one devil. Like, this must be a really good place. And then there's like this old man that's just surrounded by devils, and he's like, wow, that must be like the worst person in the world. And the guide's like, no, that is the best person around. And it baffles this guy because he's like, what do you mean? He has so many devils around him. And the guide's like, no, you don't understand. All these people, that guy with no devils, it's because he doesn't even need a devil to sin. That guy over there, he just needs one to tempt him. But this old man over here, he needs hundreds of devils to make him fall.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I look at it that way, so it motivates you. You know, when you think of that, you know, it's like, you know, I'm going to, if you're actually doing your best to follow Christ, and you're every day you're struggling like really bad, like you just gotta remember, like, that just means you're strong. Like, Heavenly Father put you in these trials because He knows you can overcome them. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, definitely. And it's like, too, I just think if the best person in the world, Christ, suffered through so much, thinking we won't suffer is pretty arrogant. It's pretty prideful.
You know, okay, you know, this is actually, I'm actually curious on, but like, it's like, it really irritates me. You might understand this, is like, and you know, you're struggling, like how we said we're depressed sometimes, we have a hard time socializing with people, or there's days where I'm just angry because like I'm just having a bad day. And what frustrates me is like when I try to go attend a church or try to attend like some FHE activity, it really frustrates me when like someone's like says like, you know, like, how can you be mean, you know, stop being, you know, negative. And I'm like, oh man, you know what just happened? Like today, for example, I'm not making this up. I just found out today when I was kayaking with a friend, I just found out he passed away. I was like, oh dang, bro. Oh, wow. and you know, last week I found out a friend of mine has cancer and he's gonna pass away in a year. Like, they give him a year to live, and you know, it's just constant. And so, you know, like, that's where I don't like the culture, because they always have that smiley face, you know. And I'm just like, dude, sometimes I just need to be by myself. Sometimes I just need to release my emotions my own way, which is usually I stay away from people, and just, if I'm angry, I go for a walk, or, you know, if I need to, you know, you get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's where it frustrates me. Like, because, man, there's people who just, like, you know, just never gone through trials or never had hardship, and they're like, why are you so angry, you know? Or they, like, look down and judge you for being a, you know, like, they think, like, you're a bad person because you're having a bad day. Mm-hmm. But the funny thing is, like, when they go through it, they like freak out, like, oh, like, my life is over. And I just laugh, because usually their hardship days are usually just a normal day for us. It's true.
A lot of it leads back to like what you were saying, where it's like, we can actually get through it. Like, we're strong enough to be able to actually go through bad stuff. I kind of want to say a bad word there, but we go through some really bad stuff, and lots of people do.
Bad
Other
poop.
people, sure, we'll go that. And then there are lots of people who they don't go through a lot. It's true. There are some people, and it can feel unfair.
Yeah, I have nothing against it. You know, you do you, but it's when they're like telling, like look down on, and you're like, why are you struggling? You know, why can't you? For example, for me, you know, like us, like, you know, why are you not married? Why are you, you know, like, there's so many stuff, and I'm just like, man, dude, like, I don't have it easy, you know. I don't. It's not like you, like. For me, I grew up dirt poor, so my family grew up dirt poor, a 9-10 sibling family. Like, we were dirt poor in a huge family, like 7 sisters and 1 brother. And let me tell you, we struggled a lot. Mm-hmm. And most people, like, it's annoying when there's like, why can't you do that? You know, like, make it seem like it's so easy. I'm like, it's hard. Yeah. That's where I really get frustrated, and I start doubting a lot of things, because like, you deal with that a lot, especially here in Utah. And it sucks, but like I said, I gotta remind myself like I'm going through these for a reason. So
Yeah, and just a thought I had about that is, I don't know, this is a half-baked thought, but like basically,
baked.
yeah, it's not formed very good. But basically, like when we get those people who,
What are you smoking? Half baked thought.
it can definitely be hard if someone comes to you and you see like they have what seems like the perfect life, and they start going, what's wrong with you? Why are you sinning? Is that what's going on? Are you getting punished? Or are they just like they don't understand? Maybe they're even trying to be nice and they just don't understand. In those cases, honestly, I think a lot of the time that's for us, not them, because that's giving us an opportunity to be more Christ-like, for us to test our patience, for us to test if we can love someone who isn't someone
man.
we would want to love.
Yeah, you're 100% because I struggle with that a lot, which is why I tell myself I'd be nice. You're right. Sorry.
Yeah. No, that's just a thought that came to me, is like maybe that's actually happening because it's giving us a chance. Like, can you love these people even when they make you angry? Can you love these people even when they seem like they're not helping you?
What's been it's funny you bring that up, because what's been in my head lately is what Nelson says: think celestial, and yeah, because every time like someone says that, you just want to like put them in their place.
Yeah.
Which I struggle with all the time. Keep my mouth shut, but like yeah, that's like I gotta be nice, think celestial.
I guess.
Dude, I can tell you so many stories where someone says something so dumb to me, and I'm just like, dude, I am going to just, dude, like, you just like want to just
take them out.
Yeah. So man, I could totally put you in the hospital, but no, I'm joking. Don't get it.
Don't do that. But I mean, that's another thing right there, that like just the unfairness of life can really make you doubt. Like, I feel like that is definitely a huge one. When it's unfair, that's hard. That makes me doubt sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Not like necessarily doubt God's goodness, but just like, it's hard. It tests faith. It definitely does. And like, what I think about is, I think a reason that it is so hard, the unfairness of life, is because we are always constantly told that everything needs to be fair. Like, we're taught that from when we're young. It's like, things need to be fair. Things should be fair. It's gotten so bad to the point now where competitions, a lot of the time, everyone gets a medal because it has to be fair.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Like, we're just almost brainwashed.
Participation.
Yeah,
trophies.
like we almost get to the point where we're brainwashed, where it's like things have to be fair. That's like a human right, that it has to be fair. But that's nowhere. There is nothing that says life has to be fair. I would like it if it was that way, but that is not the case.
No, life is, we have to struggle to grow. That's the thing we have to remember.
Yeah.
We have to struggle to grow. Because that's why today's world is all messed up, because everything's so easy access, everything, like with the internet, with the food, grocery stores, everything is so easy access, so we become, I guess you could say lazy. But with these struggles, we learn to work, and we learn to, it humbles us. Like, there's a lot of benefits that comes out with our struggles. So
yeah, basically the way I see it, like the last thing I would say on this topic before we go on to the next one, and you can say anything else you want to, but like basically the thing I would say, pain, suffering, struggling, all of that, it just makes us more godly. Yeah. Or at least it gives us the opportunity to become more godly.
Yeah. Actually, I asked someone, my buddy I was kayaking today with, I asked him, I was like, hey, what you got any advice for doubt? He brought up something with Holland. I don't know what exact talk it was, but he quoted something what Holland said. He said Holland said, everyone has doubts. We go through doubts, but don't let that ruin all the experience you had, your own personal testimony you have growing. Because when he said that, I realized like that is so true, because there's so many times I had of my own personal, my own personal growth in life, where like a miracle, I witnessed a miracle or something, and just because someone says something horrible to me, I'm gonna like, oh, I hate the church, I hate the culture, but like I had to remember that the other stuff. I guess it's natural for us as human beings. When something bad, we just focuses on the bad when we need to focus on the good.
I totally get that. Because it's like you could have had years and years of just amazing miracles and growth and everything, and then you have like a couple months where it's really hard and you totally forget about all that stuff. I know people who, just because one incident, they're like, I can't, the church is not true, and they walk away from it. Yeah, I know something else that I actually really liked that Holland said. I think a couple people have actually said similar things, but it's that you should doubt your doubts before you doubt your faith.
Counteract your doubtness. Like
Struggles are hard, but they do have a purpose, like you said multiple times. Like, if you want to be more like God, you cannot have an easy ride. And something that is really comforting me too is that it's been said by so many prophets, so many apostles, that all the unfairness in this life is going to be made up in the next life.
Oh shoot, yeah. That reminded me of something. Another. I guess I don't know why it just kept popping up. And I swear I read it in scriptures, but I can't say which one.
Yeah.
I don't know which one it is, but I swear I read it. But it was like, whatever happens, you're gonna get repaid in tenfolds or bigger. Like your repayment's gonna be a lot bigger. And that was helping me a lot, especially recently. I'm just like, dude, this sucks. I'm struggling. I don't even want to go to church. But like you said, our like we were not married, but it's going to repay us in bigger. Like it's gonna be a lot bigger then. And there's a reason for it too. You could, that one person you're waiting for. It could, like, would you rather wait for that one person who's very special for you? It like takes years, or just rather find someone randomly on the street and get married with them. Hopefully it works out. Yeah,
no, I see what you're saying.
Oh, that makes sense, but like
Yeah,
I don't know, like I truly believe there are people who are meant for us, and that's why we have to wait for it.
I do personally kind of, I don't know, I'm 50-50 on like the soulmate type of thing. It's like, I think some people are meant to be with certain other people, but I also think that that's not the case with everyone. That is kind of how I see it. That's not doctrine by any means, but like that's kind of how I see it. It's both ways, but that's how I see it. It's like, since because like you said, you've been on 40 dates. And not one of those girls. I'm not saying you're a bad person. I know he's a good person, people. He's a good person. I would have been your friend if you were more a bad person. Or a typical culture Mormon, so. But, like, there's a reason for it. And I truly believe you're waiting for someone, Mm-hmm. I think another area that can really make us doubt, and me personally, this is one of my big areas that makes me doubt, but it's more that I doubt me than I doubt God. And it's basically just like, you don't feel good enough to be a follower of Christ.
Oh, yeah, 100%, man. This is me every day.
Because when I look at this, I definitely do not feel like a righteous man. I have a hard time even saying I'm a good man. And because I have so many things I deal with, they're different than other people's. Just because I have different problems doesn't necessarily mean they're easier or harder. But like, I mean, I can be a prideful prick. Like I constantly have to fight with myself to be humble. Like, I am naturally very prideful. And I really struggle with like trying to love people the way God would want me to love them. I struggle with like selfishness. There's so many times where people will need help and I'm like, can't someone else do it? Like, can't I just be alone and not go be with people? And like I struggle with, there's plenty of sins I've fallen into too. Like, I've struggled with masturbation, I've struggled with other sins, and it's like there's so many reasons that I do not feel good enough to be a follower of Christ. I do not at all.
It's I doubt myself sometimes because, you know, if we're gonna be more open, I have not gone to the temple, even though I tried so many times. I just get denied, and that makes me like, hey, am I worthy, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and not only that is like, there's some, like, I don't even know, there's some things in the church, like, I'm not very educated in, you know, and that makes me doubt myself, because, I don't know, it's weird, yeah, I get that, yeah. That's what, that goes back to, you know, I doubt the church, because I was like, dude, like, for me, I'm like, look at my life, I'm like, I got thrown in a situation that I had no control of. Like, I just got thrown in there. I got, growing up dirt poor, dealing with racism growing up, dealing with a lot of stuff, bro. Like, you're just like, man, am I worth it? But I just tell myself, there's no way I'm a bad person, because I had no choice, I had no choice in a lot of things I was throwing in. But one thing that we have to remind ourselves is we can't compare ourselves to other people, because what's that one saying, something is a thief.
Comparison is the thief of joy.
Yeah, because I feel like I do that a lot, I doubt myself. Like, going back, people have it easy, they have it very, very easy, going to temple, going to mission, getting married right there, and I was like, compared to like what I go through, I was like, dude, am I worthy?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is a really interesting one, because it's like, at least for me personally, maybe for you or for other people it's different, but it's like, this doesn't make me doubt the Lord. It makes me wonder, why would he even want me? Like, why should I even try to follow him? Because I'm definitely not as good. Like, I look at so many people, and again, comparison. I look at so many people, and I'm just like, man, that person should be a follower of Christ. But me, I should not be a follower of Christ. But when I've thought about it a lot, because I've had a lot of reasons to think about it, and a lot of time to think about it, I've realized a couple things. First off, none of us are good enough to be followers of Christ.
No, heck no.
That's the pure, simple truth. Not one single one of us are good enough to say we're a follower of Christ, because he was perfect. And if we're trying to be like him, we're all failing. 100% of us are failing.
Yeah.
But when I started thinking about it more, and when I started looking into the scriptures, Christ isn't looking for perfect people. In fact, some of the people who have done the greatest things in the scriptures were pretty crummy at times.
Yeah. I was reading about the apostles, Jesus and apostles, how, sorry, I don't know all their names, but like one of them was growing, like one of them had anger issues. One of them, like, he was naming all all the things they were struggling with. And then I'm like, dang, I can relate to that, and they're apostles for Jesus Christ. So I'm like, okay, like they have their own, they have their own struggles, and so
yeah. One of my absolute favorite apostles is Peter, because he gives me a lot of hope. Because Peter, this guy who became basically the prophet, he became the leader of all the apostles. He did so many things. Like at one point, Jesus literally called him the devil. He's like, "Get behind me, Satan!" Like,
Sure, no.
he literally like called him a devil. And there was another point where Peter denied even knowing Jesus Christ 3 times in a row. He's like, "I don't know who that is. I don't know that man."
Yeah.
I totally denied knowing him. And when things went, like after Jesus died, his solution was, "I'm going to go fishing again. I don't know what to do." Like, he was so imperfect and had so many like struggles. When I look at that, I'm like, okay, Jesus Christ chose him to be a literal apostle, one of his foremost disciples. Jesus isn't looking for perfect people to follow him. If he was, he would have 0 people following him.
Yeah.
Seeing people like that just gives me a lot of hope, because it just made me realize, yeah, I'm not good enough too. But that doesn't matter, because no one is good enough to. No one's good enough to be like Christ, because we're all so sinful. But that is not the point here. It really, and this is my opinion, I guess, but it really doesn't come down to like how good you are. It really comes down to your effort.
No, okay. So there's that one saying I always say, God doesn't judge you by a ruler, you know, what you did, like what all the stuff you did. He judges you by a compass, what direction you're going. And that's what we have to look at, is what direction, because we're going to fall. We're going to fall. And some of us are on a different path. Some of us are further back on the race. Some of us are carrying weight on the race, you know. And some people just, you know, they have like this brand spanking new Nikes track suit, you know, just running past us. But, you know, all this comes down to what direction we're going, because we're going to screw up no matter what.
Yeah.
And if you actually read the scriptures, Bible, Book of Mormon, everyone struggled, you know, everyone struggled in that.
Yeah.
And that's why they said, just do your best to follow Christ, because Christ is a perfect example of what we tried to be. Mm-hmm. And so I had to remind myself, I was like, you know what, you're going to fail. You're going to fail so many times. So, because there's, like you said, like there's times where I struggle with my personal stuff, and I just like, you know, like you know, that doubt in your head, like, oh, God is mad at me, you know, doesn't want me, you know, but for some reason I'm still here. I'm still here, you know, I'm still going. So I was like, he sees something in us. Mm-hmm. So that's why we got to keep going.
Yeah, no, it really.
It reminds me of my childhood friend group. We're like best way to describe my childhood friend group is like the Goonies. We've seen the most craziest stuff in Provo. But what I'm trying to say with that is, my friend says it in a more dark humor way, but we all agreed. He's like, we ain't dead yet, so God must have something special for us in the future. It's always laughing at. I look at it, you know, the more struggles, the more. I'm like, I'm not dead yet. I'm still breathing. I'm still going. You know, I still got it, because that's where your humbleness actually does come in play. You start understanding how, like, you start to become appreciated of things, because man, let me tell you, when everything gets ripped out from you, and you have nothing, like it's very discouraging. It's very scary, but the only way you can go is keep going, you know, just keep walking one foot in front of the other. Because I'll share this, you know, since you kind of shared what you shared, is I lost everything in my life since I joined a church. I lost, my family turned against me, people turned against me, the church, a lot of people in ward member turned against me, and I'm not making this up. It's not because like I was a bad kid. No, it's just people thought I was a bad kid. Because like I said, I had no choice. Like growing up, they always threw me with the bad kids, and I became friends with them. And so because I was hanging out, you know, with a stoner kid, some kid who drinks, you know, some bully guy. I don't know, just like, and just because I'm friends with them, they think I'm a bad person, and so I lost that. I told you that the two people who cared about, I lost them because of a bishop. I wanted to join the military for the longest time, but I never got denied, but I walked away from it because I had a feeling not to go into it. And so, like I said, everything is stripped away from me. Because I'm unemployed right now, speaking at the moment. Because pro is hard to find a job, especially how crowded it is right now. Yeah. And the economy is just about to collapse. Which I'm hoping, come on. Okay. I honestly say, trust me. It's like, as long as you're breathing, as long as you're, you know, you can get up and say a prayer to God, to Heavenly Father, you're still good. You can still keep moving. You know, it's going to suck. But I don't know. It reminds me of my dad, you know, because like we grew up dirt poor, and you know, we never had the luxuries or anything like that. But my dad said, he's like, well, we always had food on the table. And looking at it now, at my age, I'm like, that is so, yeah, there's so much truth in that. Because at younger age, I didn't understand it, but now being older, I'm like, yeah, you got to be appreciative of the small things.
Yeah.
And yeah, hopefully that makes sense.
With how much crap you've gone through, and I'll try to answer this question too after I ask it to you, but just like with how much you've gone through, with how much you've potentially doubted, with how hard it's been, all of that, why do you keep following God?
Oh man,
I know that's a hard question, but
no, yeah, I can. There's a lot of answers to that, but I'm trying to think. I'll say the first one right off the bat is my patriarchal blessings. I got promised a lot of stuff. Like if you watch my last episode, where I talked about that little small section, there's a promise in there that I'm holding dearly. That's one thing, but another one is I have like the more you get to know me, you know you can be you can back me up on this. A lot of people who know me need to back me up. My life is different than most people. It's just, you know, just different. But what I'm trying to say is I have witnessed miracles to the point where it's like, you know, that's why I think my life is so messed up, is because I've seen things where when I tell people doubt it. You know, I'm like, I seen some miracles where I'm just like, okay, this church is true. This church is 100% true. And you know, it's one of those things, like when you realize how the church is true, it's like it's hard to walk away from it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
You know me, I always say I hate going to church. I really do hate going to church because, you know, like we were saying, people just look it down on me because, you know, I don't fit in with the crowd. Yeah. Shoot, I'm wearing a Bad Religion shirt right now. Let's go. And people are like, "Oh, you're a bad person for listening to punk music." And I'm like, "No, that's where I grew up, and you know, that's where I come from, my culture side. Not my culture, but like, that's just, you know, like that's where I grew up with." But it's weird. It's hard to explain. I'm trying to explain it to you, but like, I know you know what I'm talking about. When you know it's real, it's truth. Like when you have that solid testimony, that knowing the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints is the true church and the Book of Mormon is the truth, it's so hard to walk away from it, even though how much I hate being around the culture here. It sucks. Like that's where I was like, you know, I was joking around, you know, I sometimes want to like just punch people because they don't get it, you know, they don't understand. They don't understand hardship. They don't understand a lot of things that other people go through. They don't, and it's very frustrating. Very, 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 very frustrating, to the point where it's like, you know, you do question yourself, like, is this real? But I don't know. You just come back. That's the best way. That's the best way to explain it. That's the best way to explain it. I don't know how to explain it. It's just, you know, it's real. And I can confidently look at this camera and be like, it's real. You know, everything about the Book of Mormon is true. Everything about the church is true. The people, heck no. Heck no.
People
heck no. Yeah, I'm going to say heck no. Far, dude. I can tell you stories upon stories of all the messed up things I've seen with the church members, but I can't, I can't. I can't blame the church. Like, it's not the gospel; it's the people. It's the people are just imperfect. That's just the reality of it. I don't know. That's the best way to explain it. It's just, it is true. When you know it, you know it, because it is a faith-based church. You can. Yeah, I was ended it like that because that's like, there's no way I can explain it. You just got to know it's true. Once you understand true, no matter how strong the winds are, no matter how messed up things get, you're gonna like hold on, even if you hold on until you pass on to the next life. Because honestly, once you understand the truth, this is not the last. It's not the last thing here. It's not the end of. It's not the end. There's more to come, and that's one thing I have seen. That's one thing, though, a miracle I can share. I'll share the story, kind of a miracle, explain what I seen. I have seen a guy one time. He was about to pass away. He was in the hospital bed, and he was scared to die. Scared to go on to the next life. He didn't know. He didn't know what's going to happen, because he wasn't LDS. He wasn't religious or anything like that. But I saw him. Like, I remember the missionaries coming in, gave him a blessing, and right when he was blessing, he looked up and he's like, "Whoa, that is so beautiful." And then beep, he passed away. I seen stuff like that, and I'm just like, he's like, it's real. It's real. Hopefully I answer your questions, but
that conviction that you can't really deny.
Yeah. Man, you put more simple words than I can.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. I feel like the reason I keep holding on, there's so many. I mean, first, I guess I'll just name a couple, and then I'll go into more detail on the one that's like the most important to me. I've seen literal miracles. I've seen people healed. I've been healed of things that should have been like permanent. Like, I've seen miracles. I've received direction, like basically God talking to me that at times I just could not deny. Like, there's no way it came from me. And I've seen people sacrifice so much. And you wouldn't do that for some made up false thing. Like, you wouldn't. And like, I've seen so much, felt so much, and it's like, and I mean, honestly, like, there's other things where it's like, I do kind of hold on to like the rewards thing. Like, there's so many rewards coming in the next life, and some of them in this life too. Like, the blessings we've been promised, I hold on to those. I'm a little afraid to let go, honestly, too. It's like, I don't think I could walk away from the church. I'd be too scared to, which may sound kind of strange, but...
Dude, I tried so many times, and somehow I get dragged back in.
Yeah.
And there's witnesses on that. I have walked away. I'm like, I'm done with this. I'm done. And I walk away, then somehow, by some miracle, someone drags me back. I'm like,
back.
I'm back here.
I'm back here. But
it's a really negative way to view it, but it's the truth.
No, I get it. And like, but I think the thing that really keeps me here the most, because I've definitely had times, not because I don't believe, not because I don't have faith, but just because it's so hard I want to turn away. I've had many times like that, many thoughts, many things where it's like, it would be so much easier if I just gave up. If I just walked away, it would be so much easier. I've thought that so many times, but yes, all those other reasons I mentioned are pretty strong to keep me here, but the strongest reason is, as I have lived, as long as I've lived, as I've tried to follow Christ, even if I do a pretty bad job at it sometimes, I've realized that like, I really, really love my Savior. Like, I genuinely do. Like, in this world, like my family, other people, I can say, yeah, I love them, but like the feeling, like the amount of love that's there that I have for my Savior, no one else compares.
Yeah.
And that love I have for him, it's like I said, I mess up a lot. I'm a pretty poor follower at times, but I can never walk away because it would hurt me too much to walk away from someone I love so much.
Yeah. No, when I had everything, when I lost everything, I remember the way I gained a more personal relationship with Heavenly Father, because I had no one, and you're the one who told me. He's like, actually, yeah, it was you that told me this. He's like, just pray to him like it's your own father. Because for me, I didn't get close to my dad until recently, when I started being more open with my testimony. But before that, I was not close to my dad or my family at all. To this day, I'm not close to my family. But yeah, just you said pray to him like he's your father. You know, if you're angry, pray to him. If you're sad, pray to him. If you're happy, pray to him. If you have questions, pray to him. Because he's your father in heaven. He's the one who loves you more than you know. And if it, yeah, like I said, if it wasn't for, if I didn't have everything stripped away from me, I would never understand that relationship with him. And that's what kind of drives me, because I'm like, that's what helps me have a more trust in our Heavenly Father, because of those situations, if that makes sense. But yeah, just, I don't know, just like once you know the church is true, it's hard to walk away from. I'll be honest, it's hard.
Yeah. And
it's for me personally, it's like the more messed up this world gets, the more I'm just like, it's true. It's true, dude. It's so true. It's just funny how everything's playing out right now.
Yeah. I would die on that hill that this is the place to be. This is the place to be. It might suck sometimes to be a follower of Christ, but there is no better place to be.
You know what? It reminds me of I remember I talked to, I'm not saying who he was, but I talked to someone who was up there, and there was like, I'm scared to go. You know, I'm scared. We're talking about like life after. And he's like, I'm scared because I don't know which, you know, where I'm gonna be, a celestial world, celestial, whatever I'm gonna put. And I was like, what? I was like, are you kidding me? I'll just be happy just to get in one of them, you know? I could care less. Like, this sucks. Life sucks, bro. And he's like, yeah, or that's what he said. And I don't know why people look at it that way. I was like, dude, just to get in, you know, just to get there, you know? Like, I don't know. I don't have all the answers. I can admit that easily. But one thing I know for a fact is I know the church is true, which is why I follow it. So.
Yeah. Like, just you saying that just reminded me of something. And like, I personally think, I don't know if anyone has, like, this is doctrine or anything, but like my personal opinion, even though I do have a pretty low view of myself, like I feel like I'd probably fit in like the middle or lower kingdom, but when I look at it, I think there's going to be so many more people actually in the celestial kingdom with God than we realize. Because I genuinely believe it comes down to just, like you said, the compass. It's not where you are right now, it's where you're going, it's who you're becoming. If you would sometime in eternity become that person who can be there, I think you're gonna go there.
Yeah, you are right. I struggle. I don't look at. I really do look at life really, really simple, because I really don't think like, you know, like that. Like, I'm gonna make it a celestial world. I'm gonna, you know, celestial kingdom. I'm gonna, you know, I don't like think like that, because it just that what gives me doubt, because I will try to explain it, but it won't make sense. But I don't know. Like, I look at it simple. Like, in this life, I told myself this. I've been giving people advice on this, because one thing I can tell people is, like, if you're doubting, you're in a situation where you're doubting yourself, you're doubting the church, you're doubting everything. You don't know what to do. You're just in a very bad place. For me personally, what helped me a lot is just help others. Mm-hmm. Why? Is because no matter what, if you're helping someone, it always makes you happy, and it's for a fact you're doing the right thing if you're helping. There's no question in it, and that's why I tell people is, like, if you really don't know what to do, just help. And that could be as small as just being nice, or just being nice, kind to someone, or it can, just, I don't know, open the door for someone. Just really simple stuff. And if you do that, that just having that simple, mindset helps a lot. And when you're doubting yourself, because, yeah, like I have been in a situation where it's like I don't know what to do. I don't even know if Heavenly Father is hearing me, or stuff like that. But I had to tell him, I was like, you know what, like, I got to help someone, because it's going to make me happy, and I know it's going to make that person happy. Mm-hmm. So that's my advice.
That's good advice. Yeah. Now, I guess as we're just kind of wrapping up here, my last thoughts would just be, yeah, life sucks.
Yeah.
A lot. But God is closest to you when it's the hardest. Yeah. Even if it doesn't seem like it. Like, honestly, he is. It's not that he's not there. It's that often we're too focused on our pain, or even simply just being distracted by things, to actually see that he's there. He doesn't walk away from us.
No, he's always there. Yeah.
If there's any distance there, it's because we walk away.
Yeah, what you just said is 100%. Like, there's so much truth to that. People might, not think it is simple, but it's so much truth to that. What you just said, it's like, it's not him, it's us walking away. Yeah.
So it's like, honestly, like, yes, this life is going to suck. Sometimes you're not going to have all the answers. Sometimes you're going to be mad at God, all sorts of things. But, like, being without him is infinitely harder than having him on your side, because we get so much more help from God than we realize. Like, so much more help than we realize. Like, there are things that in the time I didn't see it, but later when I looked back on it, it's like I would not have gotten through that if God wasn't actually making me stronger, if he wasn't there lifting me up. Like, I 100% would have committed suicide more than once if God wasn't there making me stronger. Because I've been low enough to do that many times. But because he was giving me the strength I didn't have, I couldn't imagine how much harder it would be if he wasn't there.
Yeah. He's there, and whether you see it or not, he's there. He's listening. Holland straight up said, when he passed away, or not passed away, but, like, when he, like, but did he pass away and come back?
Yeah, he had a near-death experience. He did pass away for a bit.
Yeah.
Came back.
And what he said was, like, we gotta pray. We gotta pray, because Heavenly Father hears us. Mm-hmm. And that's one thing I have to remind myself. He hears us, because there's so many times where I pray about. I always pray, just like help, strength, and just whatever. But sometimes just crickets, But that's where that faith and trust has to come in play. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I don't know. But for me, the only thing I'll leave off this is church is true. No matter what, like, the world is getting to the point where it's gonna start attacking your faith. People who are watching it might not feel it now, but it is coming. And just look at the news, look at what's going on in the world. It's coming, and you need to hold on. You need to have a rock foundation instead of sand belt.
Yeah.
What's that one song?
Build your foundation on a rock.
Because that storm's coming, and you really have to hold on. because it's gonna get bad. It's gonna get bad, and when I look at it that way, I'm so thankful that I'm going through these trials, because when that storm hits, at least I know I'm prepared for when we go through all that stuff.
I think that's good. So, all right, thank you all so much for being here. Like it, comment, subscribe, and share it with people. People need to know they're not alone in struggling.
Yeah.
People need to know that. So share it with some people. And until next time, go out there and be a good boy or a good girl.